Today is the day I am finally launching the crowdfunding campaign for my comic book, Phenomenova Issue 1 Lightning Strikes. And I'm really excited to just get into the tiers and show you guys what's in store for you when you back this campaign. Let's get into it. First of all, let me just tell you what the comic is about real quick. In case somehow you don't already know, Phenomenova Issue 1 follows the idealistic son of a World War III veteran who is struck by lightning while holding a mysterious crystal and finds himself awakening with lightning powers and super speed. And so, inspired by the brave heroes that came before him, he uses those powers to become a superhero and tries to stop a heist at a nuclear reactor. But he finds himself in way over his head when he tries to fight a supervillain that is totally out of his league. This first issue is going to be 64 pages of story, 68 pages overall. And you can read more about it on the campaign page itself and watch the trailer. But let's get into how do you buy this thing and what do you get when you back the campaign? Well, I'm so glad you asked. Let's get into it. First of all, let's check out that beautiful main cover. So this is the primary cover for the book. It'll be available after the campaign, but best way to get it right here, because you'll be able to get some sweet bonuses if you back it here. And you'll be able to get it first before anyone else does. So check out this beautiful main cover right here. Then, of course, if you want the same book, but just with a different cover, you're in luck. All variant covers on this book are campaign exclusives. That means once the campaign is over, you will not be able to get these covers anymore. So they're all limited edition. The first one here is by my good friend Sukeisha Ray. Check it out. It's just gorgeous. And then the second one is done by my good friend Julia Lenahan, who also did the trading card, which I will show you in a bit. This is an homage to one of my favorite games ever, Final Fantasy VII. And it's also just a beautiful cover overall. So if you're interested, definitely make sure you get this one. And then finally, this cover isn't finished as of me making this video, but it's coming out gorgeous. My good friend Irene Strakowski, aka Rini, is doing this cover right here. And yes, it will be fully colored. It will have the logos and everything by the time you get it. And you will be updated through the mailing list on progress. And by the time the campaign launches, this whole black and white art will be finished. And if you have any concerns about the quality of the cover, you shouldn't, because this is some of her other art. Check out some of these other covers she's done, right? Beautiful artwork. You're very much in good hands if you back this cover. Trust me. Now, who was that mysterious villain on that Rini cover? Well, here he is, Dark Cloud. Check him out. The first ever colored art of our main villain, Dark Cloud, is right here. And if you want this art, you get it for free if you back this campaign. Remember how I mentioned there were some bonuses? Here it is. This mini print comes free with every backer. Every time, if you buy any book, whether it's at the lowest tier or the highest tier, you will be able to get one copy of this mini print with your order, absolutely free. And speaking of free stuff, remember that trading card I mentioned? Here it is. If you're on the mailing list and you back within the first 24 hours using the special code you get with the mailing list, you will be able to get one exclusive free trading card right here with your order. And speaking of free stuff, if we hit $15,000 raised, we get our first stretch goal, which means everyone who backed the campaign will also get a free mini print of this artwork right here with your order. So make sure you tell your friends and everyone you know to back the campaign as well if you want to get this artwork. All right, enough with the bonuses. Let's get into the main event, shall we? So you'll notice that the lowest tier is just a $5 ad signature tier. Well, that's because this is an add-on item, which means that obviously if you buy it on its own, it doesn't mean anything. But if you want to get your comic or whatever it is that you buy signed, all you got to do is back whatever tier you want, then add this one. And then when you're checking out, specify what you want signed, and I will sign it for you. If you back one of the big tiers and you want everything signed, tell me, and I'll happily sign all of it for you. But if you're like, Vaughn, I know you in person. Can I just get it signed next time I see you? Of course, this is just, the $5 is just because it's an extra hassle for me to sign all of these books as we go out. But if you bring it to me at a convention or you know me in person and you just want me to sign it that way, I'll be happy to. But again, what's a signature worth if you don't buy anything? Which brings me to my first item, the main cover. Say you just want a standard copy of the book, nothing too fancy. That's just $20 plus shipping. Now, say you just want one copy, but you want one of the variant covers. Well, that brings us to our next tier for $25. Just go right here to the drop-down menu and pick the cover of your choice. Now, for $70, you get the main cover and any two variant covers of your choice. And for $75, you get all of the variant covers. And if you want all four covers, that's $95. But for an additional $20, you also get an 11 by 17 poster of the main cover. So if you want everything, it's $115. And of course, if you want everything signed, add that and it becomes $120. But what if one of everything isn't enough and you want 5 of everything? Well, you're in luck because you can get that too. Boom, check this out. For $500, you get 5 copies of each cover, 5 posters, 5 Dark Cloud mini prints, 5 mailing list Galvanite trading cards, and your name in the book with a special thanks. Oh, and did I mention the shipping is included within that $500? So that comes free. Oh, and did I mention this is also a $630+ value? It's a steal, really. But maybe 500 isn't enough. Maybe 5 copies of each item isn't enough and you want more. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there is the producer tier. For $1,000, you get your name in the credits of the book as a producer. And not only that, you will get a handwritten thank you letter by me. And of course, that's not all. You get 15 copies of the main cover, 10 copies of each variant cover, 10 exclusive Dark Cloud mini prints, 10 mailing list trading cards. And you know what? Whenever the book becomes available digitally, you'll get that for free as well. Oh, and did I mention the shipping is included in that cost as well? So that is an over $1,270 value for just $1,000. So, I mean, I thought anyone who's crazy enough to spend this kind of money on an unknown like me, if anyone even does, deserves a big reward for that. So that is what the producer tier is there for. And of course, if you're a retailer and you want to carry this item in your store, you're in luck because I offer a special discount for retailers and you get 10 copies of the book. So if you're a retailer, reach out to me and we could talk it out. Obviously, if you're doing the retailer, I need to make sure that you're, actually a retailer if you want to get that tier. And if you do, that's great because I'd love to see this book on as many shelves as possible. And finally, if you love that Dark Cloud mini print that you get for free with your order, but one simply isn't enough for you and you want more, go ahead and add this to whatever order you're getting. For just $3, you get another one. And you can add as many of them as you want for $3 each. And similarly, for our day one backers, if one trading card on day one with your order for free isn't enough and you want more, go ahead and add another one for just $5 or however many you want. But make sure you do it within the first 24 hours of the campaign because after that, this item is gone. You will not be able to get this trading card unless you back at one of the huge tiers after the first 24 hours. So make sure you get this item while it's hot. And while yes, technically you can just mix and match items like the main and the variant, you're doing yourself a disservice because the reason I put them at different tiers is to make it easier with shipping costs. Otherwise, you're just paying double shipping essentially. And I'd rather you guys pay the right amount. I'm trying to save you and myself money. So it'll make my job easier if you just back the appropriate tier. But obviously feel free to use the add-on tiers at your leisure. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you back. Let me know in the comments what tier you backed at or are backing at. And if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out. Thank you guys so much for your support. It really means the world. And I hope to see you guys on the backer list. Peace out.